Hello and welcome to another video from one of the only channels that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today is going to be another part of our video series about the 48-hour lights out prepper challenge. So in any case, today's video is laundry. What are you going to do about washing your clothes when there's no electricity, no water, no running water? Well, here's our water right here. And here is my clothesline right here. Both strategically placed so that they're close together, and this is going to be where I end up doing my clothes. But you don't want to be hauling water a long distance, and you don't want to be hauling your clothes a long distance, so that's why this is set up like this. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you the stuff you don't need. You're going to see all this knickknacks here. That don't mean a thing. I've used all these, so I can tell you that you don't need them. First off, this is the Wonder Washer, or the Rapid Washer, that they sell through Lehman's. It's supposed to be copied after some kind of 1850s design. It's made out of metal, and if you look at it, it's all rust. I find the best way to get the rust off of one of these is to wash your clothes. However, when you get done getting the rust off of this, the rust is all over your clothes. So it's not a good, it's a worthless item. 100% worthless. The thing that should have proven that to me before I even bought it was the box that it came in. It said on there like triple baffling action, a hydromatic cleaning system. You know, all that don't mean nothing. This is the exact same thing, and unlike that $20 number right there, this can be had for about $2 at Walmart's or TG&Y or Dollar Store or whatever, and it does the same thing. Now, this little thing here looks like a gadget. This is the Wonder Clean, and guess what? It is a gadget. It's a cheap plastic piece of junk that costs $40. It will do the job. My wife and I use this after Katrina for 3 weeks. We didn't have electricity or water, and I have to be honest, we used it quite a bit because it was in the 90s, extremely humid. In fact, the entire inside of the house was soaking wet because a storm had gone through, and we had to actually live with maybe that much mud on our floor for not for 3 weeks, because we figured out ways to get most of it cleaned up even before the lights came back on. But this is a gadget that you don't need. Doesn't save water, doesn't save soap. It's just a gadget. It's got a crank, it's got a knob, and people feel like you can't get something clean unless you have a gadget, so this sells. Sold one to me. And I'm sustenance and covering. Now we're going to talk about some of the old standard issue stuff that people use. This here wringer works, but it's 100 and something years old, and these drums on here, made out of actual natural rubber, when you run your clothes through this wringer, the rubber crumbles off on it and it sticks to your clothes. So do not get an antique wringer. I mean, this was $30 at a flea market. I know it's $200 for one of them stainless steel versions, but the stainless steel version will do what you need to do. This just looks good.
And it's cracked.
Yeah, oh yeah, because it's just old. Everything on it just, you know, old stuff breaks when you try to use it. This is not old. This is another layman's item, and we didn't know how to do wash without a washing machine, so we bought it because we thought you had to have this. This is basically for removing stains, and once again, you may notice there's rust on it. So, you don't need this. In an emergency situation, you're going to want to be clean. You don't want to stink, and you don't want to feel gummy. But outside of that, you don't need stain removal technology. You don't need cleanly pressed clothes. And that's going to bring us to this other item. In an emergency, if you cannot live without iron clothes, you can get one of these for about $10 off eBay. It's better to go to an antique store because most of the cost is going to be shipping. But I feel like this. Walmart, if I go to Walmart with no clothes on, I'm going to go to jail. So I'll wear clothes to Walmart. And the day they start taking people to jail for not ironing their clothes, I may iron my clothes. But I have no intention of ironing clothes until they start doing that. That's it. Now we're going to show you how to actually wash your clothes. This is take 2, so I've already thrown my clothes in here. And what we do is just take your plunger and just keep pushing your clothes through there. And it don't take much. I mean, right now, these clothes are clean. already, promise you. Because there's not a whole lot going to hold that dirt on when you're pushing it through soapy water. In fact, I brought this soap out here just to remind me to tell you that if you want to be clean, you don't need soap. If you've got water, you can just wash your clothes in the water without soap, and it does 99% of the work. The soap just does that extra little 1%, and it leaves you with a clean smell. You know, if your clothes are really stinky and you wash them with just water, they're going to be really stinky but clean when you take them out. So the soap will get rid of the stinky. Once you've done that a few times, all you got to do is run them through your wringer. If you don't have a wringer, just use your hand. Get the soap out, throw them in the fresh water. And honestly, you don't need that little plunger either. You can use just your hands to wash your clothes, because you know, that's just to make it a lot easier, just like the wringer makes it easier. But another way you can wring these, and I won't do it because it scared my wife last time, that's why we have to do take two. Just take this and spin it, and the water will spin out of it just like it spins out when it's in your dryer. But we're not going to risk getting my wife's camera all messed up. And I promise you, this is really all it takes is just, you can sit there and count to 100, or you can time yourself for a minute. There ain't no soap in there. That's rinsed. Just that little bit, I promise you. And once it's rinsed, and honestly, this here, look, it's the dirty stuff. This is going on my line and it's going in the house. You know, I'm not going to take it back in and wash it through a real machine to make it real clean. In fact, here, you know, you can tell we actually use a lot of this.
Yep.
We actually hang our clothes on the line. And that's it. In fact, if you're like got jeans are very difficult to wring out. It hurts my hands. I've actually washed jeans and just hung them without wringing them out. And by that, you know, afternoon, they're dry, even without wringing them out. It's just that when you wring them, it kind of gets that last little bit of dirt out. That's laundry. 48 hour, no lights, no power, no water, prepper challenge. The real one's coming. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.